Hello, Village of Riverview, Mayor McCheese. This is a beautiful Sunday morning in October. Let's talk about the group that's been on the board for 10 years, a core group, which is 3 of them. Now, the one lady was elected in 2008 as well as I was, and we went on the board. But that lady happens to be related to the chairman of the board of the Village of Riverview. All right, let's get down to it. From 2008 to 2011, these trustees have went through roughly $400,000 in the rainy day fund. Now, they have no explanation of what they did with it, and when I made some inquiries, they had some ways of blocking me. I wanted to look into the computer system, but they wouldn't allow me to look because the village clerk didn't want me to go in there and look because her excuse was I might delete something. Oh my God, I've been around computers for years and years. Why would I do that? Well, I don't think that was the reason. And when I insisted, then they decided to have that village clerk write a letter concerning I was harassing her. Here's an interesting thought. The citizens paid $565 to a auditing company that was to take the books and put them in some sort of a monthly audit. $565. But you know what? Of course, I have no proof because I was never allowed to be engaged with these people and have any conversations. When I asked, I was completely ignored. They'll deny that, but that's exactly what happened. What they really did is that they took a computer program generated by the village clerk. She turned it over to them. They put their stamp of approval on it, and that was called the monthly audit. $565 for bookkeeping is basically what it was, and they didn't even do the bookkeeping because the village clerk kept the books for the village and then gave it to them, and they signed off on that. Here's another thing you need to look at too. The state audited the court records, and in their findings they found out that it was fair condition. But they had some issues with the village clerk and what she failed to do. She failed to file the necessary papers with the state, stating what the people found guilty, what was their fine, and that helps with the bookkeeping of the cash money that was taken in by the courts when they were fined for the violations that the police had issued or the building inspector had issued. They didn't file those, so there was no paperwork for us to see truly how much money was brought in by the village because there was no records filed with the state. But here's the other issue. We're paying, and we have paid, a tidy sum of money to the city attorney who is supposed to look out for the health of the village. And apparently his legal advice didn't include telling the village clerk that she should have filed these papers and keep them out of legal misstep. So we paid them a significant amount of money, him a significant amount of money. I think we need to reevaluate that. Nice man, but he didn't do right by them legally. Another issue with the village attorney was the fact that they had one person that handled all the money in the village, and that was the village clerk. She was the police clerk, she was the court clerk, and she was also the village clerk. And she wore all these hats, and supposedly this was going to save them money. My opinion, and again, the 5 people that were on the board should have overseen it a little bit better, but also the legal aspect of that, it's what it demonstrated that they weren't very up on that. He should have directed them and said, it looks bad when you have one person doing all the jobs and there's no oversight, which there wasn't any. And I can attest to that from 2008 to 2009 because I was the liaison for the finances. So you go think about it. Think about that. When you go into the voting booth, you need to maybe think about putting some other people that will be better stewards of your money. Y'all have a good day.